Moro num país tropical, abençoado por eu. Eu? É Deus? Não é? Não, sim. Eu. Deus. Eu tenho um carro que cantante.
Bem-vindos, Jordan! We are interviewing Gringos to see what they thought about their exchange. First, tell us where you are from and why did you choose Brazil?
Well, I'm from Chicago, United States, so, why not Brazil? I mean, they had the World Cup going on. Parties waiting to happen all the time, but my stepmother lived in São Paulo for 2.5 years, and she and my father went to the rainforest too, and I just heard lots of great stories from Brazil, so I thought it would be fun to come here and do my exchange. So
Well, tell us the story. How did you adjust to Brazilian life?
it's interesting because over here there's a lot of music in English. Like the Brazilian music isn't. I guess people listen to it sometimes, but American and like British music is also very popular. Someone was asking me, Jordan, what's your favorite music artist? And I was like, oh, Pink Floyd or He asked me, so do you know Coldplay? I was like, Coldplay? No, I don't know Coldplay. He's like, really? It's really famous. It's like I think one of the most famous bands over in your country. I'm like, finally someone else comes in the room and he's like, you don't know Coldplay? Oh, Coldplay, not Coldplay. So it's been fun learning how you just interacting with the language. And
Jordan, in what specialty were you placed in a hospital?
I was in thoracic surgery.
Why did you pick thoracic surgery?
When you go to another country that doesn't speak, your primary language, I was told it's good to go into surgery because then you don't have to interview the patients as much as just watching procedures and maybe helping out with minor things like suturing or something like that. So it's pretty straightforward too, I think. So.
What was it like?
Had a very good resident who helped me understanding things when I wasn't understanding Portuguese very well. Although I was able to practice a little bit with medical Portuguese. His name was Fred Pecilu. He helped me do a couple of minor procedures too, which is really cool because that's not something you get to do. In the United States, when you're doing your clerkships near the end of medical school, I'm pretty sure it's mostly just watching. So it was nice to get some hands-on experience. And Dr. Paulo too. His English wasn't great, but what he was able to explain in English and what I was able to understand in Portuguese, and then what Pecilo and the other students were able to fill in, we were able to understand each other pretty well. And he was super patient too. He was more than happy to make sure I was understanding what was going on. Also, you can learn more about than just medicine. You can kind of learn the importance of the infrastructure that your medical system is in as well. For example, I don't think it's going to last much longer right now, but right now some of the hospital workers are on strike, not the doctors, but the workers. And that makes it difficult for patients to get the care that they need. It's a tense situation. If you paid attention to the news, the year before coming to Brazil, I saw that health and education were big problems with the political system, and so there weren't as many surgeries as I was anticipating seeing just because of that. But it's important to learn from as many different angles as you can. I should also say, where is that coming from?
And how was your social experience?
My social experience, perfect. No. This? No. It's embarrassing. The hospital I'll start out with was just really relaxed, even with other doctors who are working. As far as the social program goes here in Marília, and they're so happy to show you part of the city, the culture too. Oh hey, let's go to this great barbecue where you just sit down and then these waiters come with these kebabs of meat and they just cut off meat for you. You eat one bite and then 4 more come on your plate, and it's just so much food. And there's one student who's part of the IFMSA who hosted, most of the gringos who stayed here. And, we were hanging out in her room one night, and she comes in, she's like, oh, hey guys, I was just coming back from like a conference or something. Like, how was your trip? How was your weekend in Rio? Or like, tell me everything. And so, we talk for half an hour, and she says, okay, now I need to go study. I have one more quick question, and then she'd ask questions for another half hour, like, okay, no, really, I need to study. And then she'd ask me more questions, and it's just like, so friendly. And, within the first week of me coming here, I met a guy, Rafael. He's like, hey, you want to come to CrossFit with me? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll try it out.
Okay, Jordan, tell us something about your travel experiences now.
One word of advice, in Brazil, you're in the southern hemisphere, so it's winter down here when it's summer in the northern hemisphere. So like right now it's summer in Chicago. Winter's not bad. Like I've been walking around in t-shirts the whole time, and people are like, oh, Jordan, you're not cold? Oh, no, I'm not cold. Like, I'm from Chicago. Like, winters suck there. But here, it's pretty good. The downside with that is, like, I visited Rio de Janeiro, and it was fine. Like, I was still able to walk around in, like, t-shirt weather, but it was very cloudy and kind of rainy, too. And I guess that happens, like, in July. Like, you're in the middle of winter down there, and so it's not as great. Like, it's better to travel, I think, during the summer months here, because then sunny beaches are guaranteed. I'm looking forward to going to the Amazon rainforest too, but I don't have any stories about that yet, so to be continued.
Any other comments, Jordan?
Essa ação da simpatia, porquê do alto mais moro num país tropical, abençoado por Deus.